very pleased now to be joined here at SB Nation by the one and only, the dashing, the debonair, the internationally famous. You know him, you love him. I have some questions for him that I don't think he's anticipating. It is Vernon Davis. Vernon, thank you so much for taking the time to join us.
Oh yeah, thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
So I mentioned it. I want to start off with the most important things. All right, like the most important things. When I saw the opportunity to talk to Vernon Davis, I said, it's not every day you get to talk to somebody who's in the universe of MTV's The Challenge. So I have to know what it was like being a part of the greatest reality show in television history.
Ah, it was interesting, I should say. A lot of different personalities. It was it was just something to remember. I tell you that. But it was a great opportunity. I really enjoyed it because it's not something that I'd expect myself to do, but it was definitely something to remember for sure.
I believe that, and maybe you don't know this, but I believe you and Victor Cruz are the only NFLers to have hosted anything related to the challenge. So you and TJ Lavin, like you guys are sacred. You should be like, there should be a statue. You know what I mean? I don't know where we would put it, but we have to put like in, Portugal or wherever they're holding the competition these days.
That's hilarious, man. But I did not know that. That's great to know.
Good times. MTV's The Challenge. You're here today on behalf of Smirnoff, and so I'm curious to hear what is happening because Smirnoff is obviously something that goes, in a responsible sense, hand in hand with the NFL, with football season, with sports at large. But curious what you have going on specifically.
It's my fifth year with Smirnoff. We do game days. It's all about sidelines, storylines, cool fits, and cocktail sips. That's what it's about. Um, we get to collaborate with cool designers this year. That's super exciting because these Gen Zs nowadays is all about the fits. It's all about what you're wearing. There will be a sweepstakes to win some merch, and I actually have an opportunity to do some more stuff with the DraftKings, some live segments. So excited about that as well.
That's super awesome. How much do you consume the NFL now? But aside from these obligations, are you watching Red Zone channel every Sunday? Are you getting alerts on your phone? Like, who do you have alerts set for? I'm actually really curious about that. Like, is it your teams or what? Like, what's the situation there?
Well, for me, I like to support the guys that I know, the guys that
Sure.
I'm really familiar with, like Stephon Diggs for the Patriots. I watch the Patriots. I've become a Patriots fan lately. I watch San Francisco. I watch the Commanders. I'm a big fan of Jaden Daniels. So the guys that I really like and I want to support, I get behind those teams and either go to the game or I just keep an eye out what's going
Sure.
on.
Is the Stefan thing a Maryland thing? Is that where that comes from originally?
Yeah, I mean, well, Stephon is a Maryland guy, but we all know Stephon wasn't a high draft pick. We have
Right.
this trainer named Myron back in Washington, D.C., and I was the very first one in D.C. area to train with Myron. And then as soon as I look up, you have Stephon Diggs, you have Trayvon Diggs, you have my brother Vontae and DeQuell Jackson. All these guys started coming along and training with me. So it's just a history, a bond that we have. And so when I see guys who are still playing the game, I get behind them, support them, and just root for them, wish them the best.
That's very cool. I cover the Cowboys specifically. I cover the NFL at large, but so very familiar with Trayvon and his growing up and obviously his relationship with Stefan and whatnot, and all the success he's had. And so it will be interesting to see what the offseason has in
So,
store for him.
so when you say the success he's had, you talking about his football career or Cardi B?
I was talking about Trayvon to be clear.
Uh,
Yeah. But yeah, that's a little bit out. Now we're getting closer to MTV The Challenge again. You know what I'm saying? So that's a very different sort of thing. I'm curious because when the Buccaneers won the Super Bowl in their home stadium, it was super cool because that had never happened before, and then the Rams did it again right after. I want you to know, Vernon, that I championed you in 2015 when you got traded to Denver and then won the Super Bowl. I recognize that your team was the Broncos, but that was your home stadium. Like you were kind of the first individual person. I've looked this up before. I can't find someone that did what you did, that got traded and then won
yeah,
the Super Bowl in what was previously his home building.
that was yeah, that was. I mean, that was special, man. That was special. I didn't expect. Well, when I left San Francisco, I did. I had hopes that I could go to Denver and we win the Super Bowl. But
Right.
when it actually happened, I'm like, wow, this is amazing, man. I get to come back. I just left this team, and now I come back and play in the stadium, which is super epic.
It was epic, and you were, if memory serves, the home team. Denver was. So you got to be in, the old locker room. Like again, like we've seen it twice now across the NFL, but it was super cool that it happened to you. And
Mhm.
incidentally, the 10-year anniversary, obviously, the Super Bowl back in San Francisco this year, whatever you want to call it. But that's cool. I've talked to DeMarcus Ware a lot. So that was a really special Broncos team you guys had. You should feel proud. You guys won the Super Bowl. No big deal.
No, I am. I am. Every day I go in, every day I'm in the house, I see that ring. It's just a proud moment for me. I just something that I wouldn't trade for anything.
While we're on that subject, how often do you wear it? Like what is the circumstance that calls you to wear the ring? I imagine this is my assumption, so you can correct me if I'm wrong. If you go to an event, obviously on behalf of the team or anything like that, and maybe like a graduation or a wedding, maybe things like that. But again, I've never won the Super Bowl, so you can tell me you've had 10 years worth of experience at this point.
I never wear that ring. I'm sorry, I
Wow.
never wear it. The ring stays. It's in my safe. I just keep it there. It gets a lot of attention, man. It's huge. A lot of diamonds on the ring, a lot of attention. I just keep it there and just have a conversation about it.
That's, you know what? That's fair and that's practical. Maybe we need to develop some sort of thing that is less ostentatious for people who are fortunate enough to win the Super Bowl. Like you can keep the ring at home and you're safe wherever you want, but then you like there should be something. You know what I mean? Like you should get, I don't know, like maybe well they have caps and stuff, but there's got to be something that you walk around. Do you ever wear the cap or the shirt? Anything like that?
Nah, no, I don't. I don't. Maybe I should. You know what? Maybe I should wear the cap. I got the cap at home. It says Super Bowl 50 champs.
That's yeah, maybe it's one of those things where when you've won one, you don't have to tell anybody that you've done so. So that's because you know what I mean. That's kind of how it goes. I mentioned I cover the Cowboys, and I don't mean to bring up a sore subject, but and I don't know if you know this, but the Cowboys are tied for the team you lost the most to throughout your career. Did you know that?
No, what team? Seattle?
Well, who would you guess? Who the Cowboys are tied with? Who you lost 8 times to the Cowboys through your whole career, not just with one
Okay.
team or another.
Uh-huh.
But and a lot of this was because of the stint with Washington at the end, and division rivals playing them twice a year. But the Eagles, you lost 8 times to both the Cowboys and the Eagles.
Man, you got the stats, man. I didn't even know it was 8 times.
Well, I bring that
It
up
breaks my
because
heart, man. It breaks my heart.
well, that's I had to get you back, Vernon, because you were on the 2014 Niners that broke my heart. You played the Cowboys in the season opener. That was one of the worst days I've ever had as a Cowboys fan. I mean, like San Francisco took over. It was like a literal Red Sea. That game stands out in my mind. Does that stand out in your mind equally, or is it just another win that you had because you had a lot of them?
I think it's just another win. You kind of just keep moving forward and take the wins. Try not to think too much about the losses and just let it, propel you to keep moving.
That's cool. I mean, it was one of the worst days of my life, and it's no big deal to you. That's life as a Super Bowl champion, I suppose. You mentioned the work you're doing or going to be doing with DraftKings, and so I mean, I'm just kind of curious where your willingness and talent to. I talked about the challenge, but host and do things from an entertainment standpoint. I don't know if that's a fair way to label it. Where does that come from? Was that something you did growing up? You just always liked that side of things?
I think as a creative person, I feel like anything's possible. Anything's possible, especially when you love being behind the camera.
Right.
There's so many different things you can do. Like, collaborating with these designers on behalf of Smirnoff is going to be pretty cool because we get a chance to come up with some great content. Um, it's gonna be dope. And being a part of DraftKings as well, those live segments that I'll be doing with them throughout the year is going to be cool. It's either in you or it's not. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think that's a good way to put it. And I was really impressed. I know I've joked about it, but because you hosted the reunion show, if I'm correct, for the challenge, I recall that. That's a very different animal than the normal show. You know what I mean? Because you've got to you talked about the personalities. Like you've not only got to be a host in terms of speaking and engaging, but you then have to steer conversations. And anyone who's watched those know they can be kind of passionate. And you've got to tell like, CT to chill out, which is not the easiest thing to do in the world.
Yeah, it was tough. I'm not gonna lie, it was tough, especially my first time being in that situation, kind of thrown in the fire. You have an earpiece in your ear, and you have 10 people on your left, 10 people on your right. You have a monitor in front of you, so it's a lot going on. It's very chaotic.
It's well, that's what you live for. So today's no Thursday, November 20th, as we're speaking, but starting December 8th is when fans can make an attempt to get this merchandise that you're talking about. Have you designed this or you've overseen it? Can you give us any hints or clues as to what to expect in this capacity?
This merch, no, I did not design it.
Okay.
We have 3 designers coming in. Um, it's going to be super cool. I did not have any, any input in the design. I'm here to talk about it, wear it, appreciate it, and I must say I've seen a little bit of it, and it looks pretty cool. But that's what it's about nowadays. You gotta everybody want their cool fits, and you gotta dress the part
even
nowadays.
even in the NFL, like now there's so many alternate uniforms. They're wearing like everyone's got a black uniform. You know what I mean? Like everything is just evolving and adapting in that particular sense. I'd be remiss if I didn't ask because the Super Bowl is in San Francisco this year for the first time since your Broncos won it. If you had to on November 20th, a week out of Thanksgiving, say who's going to be in that game, who do you think it is?
That's a good question. I would have to say maybe the Patriots.
For Stefan, okay. I like you're doing a little bit of manifesting here, and that's pretty fair to say at this point too.
Patriots, Patriots, uh, Patriots, Tampa, Denver, San Francisco.
Okay.
Four
Look,
four possibilities of four possible. I give you four possibilities of teams showing up.
there's a little bit of homerism in there, you know what I mean? But we're all that way. I mean, I think the Cowboys going to the Super Bowl every year, you know what I mean? So I completely and totally get it. I'll be in San Francisco a week working, and so last one for you, Vernon. What's the thing to do in San Francisco? Like, I don't want to hear like the Golden Gate Bridge. Like, I mean, I want to like, what's the thing that we need to know the insiders, the man on ground type thing, what we have to check out in the area.
I think mostly just spending time down in San Francisco is a different vibe, man. I
Right.
know you said not the Golden Gate Bridge, but there's a lot of spots along uh, the Golden Gate Bridge, the Bay Bridge, connecting San Francisco to Oakland, where just those moments to capture. There's a lot of photo opportunities down there. Maybe go over to yeah the wharf area.
Fisherman's Wharf, yeah,
Yeah,
good
go over
area,
to the
yeah.
wharf.
Okay.
I think that's pretty cool. Go to Lombard Street, the world's most crooked street. See that? That's a that's something to see if you never
Right.
been down to San
You
Francisco.
you got to do like you got to do the full house houses, you know what I mean? Like you got to do the main things. But
Yeah,
yeah, no,
yeah.
you've
Go
definitely got
and
to
go
be a
over to
tourist.
Union Square has a lot of shopping over there. Go over to Union Square, hang out. There's like a courtyard over there to sit down in the middle of the shopping area. You can do that as well. And yeah, man, and just enjoy your time.
That's excellent. I'll tell them Vernon Davis sent me, and then I'll order a Smirnoff. You know what I mean? Because that's just kind. Then I'll figure something out with DraftKings and fire up all the content. Vernon, health, wealth, and happiness to you. Really looking forward to what's coming out, and hopefully if you can get back in the challenge universe. I can't. That's the one thing I can't quit in life. You know what I mean? Is MTV's the challenge. So thank you for the chat, and looking forward to seeing what's next for you.
Absolutely. Thank you.